Hi, welcome back. I thought I would run you through some recent hits and misses today. So these are some things that are ranging from slightly newish releases. A few are just new things in my collection that I've tried, that I've really liked, and some, unfortunately, that just really didn't make the cut. I like to do this every now and then, just to kind of keep you in, fill you in on some stuff that I've been trying and some quick brief thoughts. So that's what we're gonna do today. I think I'm gonna start out on a fun note and we're gonna do my hits first. Let's start out with the highly anticipated Summer Fridays skin tint. If you missed I did like a little mini review over on Instagram Reels and also on my TikTok. I talked about this briefly and I have been using it for 2 or 3 weeks now and I absolutely love it. It's probably one of the most comfortable skin tints I've ever worn. I love that there's zero fragrance, like there's absolutely no smell to this product. And it's really hard to find that even in stuff that's fragrance free, it still has that like natural makeup smell. Somehow this completely has no smell to it whatsoever. So in that regard, it just feels really clean when it goes on my skin. It also feels very hydrating. This is a product that I wouldn't say obviously blows it out of the park in terms of coverage, in terms of getting like full-on flawless skin, but I will say by the end of the day, I'm always pleased with how my skin looks. This does not sink into any areas on my face. It keeps my skin looking fresh and natural all day. It does give that very clean skin aesthetic look that everyone's going for right now. And ultimately, I just have to say that this formula is so nice. It feels wonderful. I think regardless of what type of skin you have, you'll probably like this. It is a little bit more on the dewy side, but not overly dewy. Definitely doesn't have a satin or flat finish. My skin does remain like slightly glowy when I do wear it, but not in a sense of being just wet looking. We'll go ahead and keep the theme going with some new releases. This is the Merit Bronze Balm. I know some of you have been wanting to hear my thoughts on this. Again, it's something that I touched briefly on over on Instagram and my TikTok. It is so much easier just to hop on there and give you a quick brief thought on a product. So if you are not following me on either of those platforms, would highly suggest. Obviously, we are still here weekly. We are still doing detailed trials, detailed thoughts on things. This is where I kind of compile everything and let you know how it's been going. But let's talk about this. The Merit Bronze Balm. Lovely formula. This is something that I would highly suggest using actually with something like the Summer Friday Skin Tint. This is a very sheer, creamy, glowy bronzer. This is something I would not recommend using with a fuller coverage base, with something like a full coverage foundation, with a even possibly a medium coverage foundation, because the texture levels are not the same. I talk about this a lot. I never use extremely sheer products if I am using a fuller coverage base. It will minimize and most of the time swipe away your base. So you want to make sure you're using products that are compatible in the sense of like pigment and texture. So if you're using fuller coverage foundation, make sure you're using like a blush and a bronzer that at least have a good amount of pigment that they can withstand the pigment that's already been put down. So I would recommend using this Merit bronzer with tinted moisturizers, with tinted SPFs, with light coverage products, because that is ultimately what it delivers as well. Very easy to blend out. When you do blend it out, it is going to shear down. So I almost wish I would have went up another shade. I got the shade Clay. I think it's the second darkest one. So yeah, it's leaving me wondering if I should have went up, because I am actually wearing my Beauty Pie powder bronzer on top of it today just to kind of elevate and bump it up a little bit. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, it is a lovely sheer creamy formula. They actually kind of remind me of the Milani Supercharged cream bronzers at the drugstore. So if you have not tried those and you want something in like a lower price point, that might be something to look into. This is one of Persona's new blush colors, newish. I mean, these have been out for the entire summer, but it's the shade Teddy. I've already used this, I think, in a couple tutorials, but just love her formulas, love her bronzer formulas. That's a bronzer that does have quite a bit more pigment compared to the Merit. Same thing goes for the blush. The blushes have a lovely amount of pigment. They just glide on so buttery smooth, and I love this Teddy shade. It's just this perfect nude with a touch of like peach in it, right up my alley. And I think, let me look really quick. I think these are going to be on sale for Ulta 21 days. Let me check. Okay, never mind. I just checked and it's only the Persona bronzers that are going to be on sale during Ulta 21 days. However, love the shade Sahara. So if you're looking for a good cream bronzer during the sale, I would 10 out of 10 recommend that one. I love it. But back to Teddy. Yeah, I just think that this is, I look at it and it's just such an aesthetically pleasing color. It's just nude, it's creamy, and it glides on just so flawlessly. So yeah, I have been loving this shade in particular. Love this formula. Colorescience did a friends and family sale a few weeks ago. So I stocked up on a few things that I had my eye on. Colorescience is a pretty pricey SPF brand, and I would highly recommend, if you aren't sure, like if it's something you want to invest in, just wait until they have a sale. But this is one of the pricier items, and it's the Colorescience Total Eye 3-in-1 Renewal Therapy. So this has an SPF of 35 in it. It's basically an under eye brightener, and it has like that cooling metal tip to it. I think that this is lovely. I will caution you, Colorescience does not have a good shade range. Like, I feel like they're getting popular enough to where they should be expanding. So I got the fair color. This is what I struggle with actual Colorescience like tinted products. Fair is always way too light for me. And when I was comparing the fair and the medium looked a little too orange in this, and so I went with the fair. It is super light on me. Like, I think it will still be light even in the middle of winter time, even when I go back down to, you know, like my fair shade. But something about it feels so moisturizing, and obviously the cooling metal tip is just phenomenal. It feels so reviving on the under eye area, and it gives you this bright kind of angel-eyed effect. Not to mention bonus SPF. So if you are a huge SPF lover and you like your products to just layer on the SPF, then this is a product for you. I'm a little late to the game. I feel like this is a product that you would love to wear in like the summertime underneath like the Colorescience Flex SPF for just added SPF and also added brightness on the under eye area. But would caution with the color range, it's like a hit or miss. Let's talk about another concealer on the opposite end of the price spectrum, the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. Now, if you're not worried about your SPF, you're good with your underlayer, then this is one I would totally go for. This is like the most impressive drugstore concealer I have tried in a very long time. It is, I feel like I've used it in my past like 5 videos because I am so obsessed. I have not put it down. It is straight up a way better dupe for YSL Touche Éclat concealer, and it gives you the perfect amount of coverage. It's like a light medium coverage, but also the undertones of these concealers, they do run slightly pink, and I think that is for that like brightening effect. But it's just so beautiful and creamy and just looks like skin when you apply it. It goes well with most of my bases because it does lean into like the light medium coverage. It's not completely sheer. That was something I was a little shocked with. I thought it was going to be a really sheer light coverage concealer, and it's actually not. It gives a you know, a decent amount of coverage, a light medium amount. This is Pearl Beauty's face brush. It does remind me a lot of my Merit brush. However, it is slightly softer and it's not as dense, and I have been loving this. I commend Alana on her, you know, thoughts and design for this brush because I can tell she had it in mind as being like a one and done brush product, and that's exactly what it is. It just, I literally use it for every single thing on my face. So if you want to support another content creator that has been, you know, in the game for a long time, makes beautiful products. She has obviously other makeup within her line that I've talked about, but this is like a newer release. Love her cream multi-sticks. She just released some really amazing bronzers as well that pair perfectly with this brush. So yeah, I wanted to share a little love on this because I use it every single day. Tarte is really capitalizing on the Maracuja Juicy trend right now. So the Maracuja Juicy lips have been all the rage for the past several months. One might argue for this entire year. And so they came out with a few other Maracuja Juicy products, but I have to say I've been really enjoying this one. And it's the Maracuja Juicy Glow Highlighter. So it's what I am wearing on my cheeks today. It is a small pen form highlighter that you just click and it comes up. Now, first I was just like, man, I don't know. Like you'll see in my demo, I just kind of tap it on, which I normally don't do. But I find that if I don't tap it on and I actually apply it to the back of my hand and use a brush, I just don't get the same effect with it. And it's creamy enough to where it really doesn't disturb like product underneath. So I am totally fine with just kind of applying it directly to the skin and then blending out with my finger. I have the shade called Champagne Glow. It is gorgeous. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I think that it is so travel friendly. You can actually, like, I've been using this as eyeshadow too. Like, I'll just glaze a little bit over my eyelid if I'm doing something super simple. I'm wearing it in my inner corner today. It's kind of a multitasking product, and I love something that is small and sleek like this, that you can, you know, use for multiple different things. I have a new LRP cleanser, La Roche-Posay. I was using the gentle one, the white one. And okay, let me know if I'm the only one that does this, but La Roche-Posay, they're awesome. They do send me like quite a few refills. And so I always have like a backup. When I am like a third way, or I have like a third amount of product left in my cleansers, they become my shower cleanser. Like I put the cleanser in the shower, Will uses it. I use it on nights when I'm like exhausted and just want a quick like face wash. Don't come for me. I know it's not good to wash your face in the shower, but it happens. It happens, okay? So anyways, I had like a third amount of the product left in my gentle one, and LRP just sent me this one. It's the Toleriane Purifying Foaming Cleanser. So I wanted to give it a try. And honestly, I like it better than the gentle. This one says it's for normal to oily skin. And it's funny because I normally prefer cleansers that are made more for oily skin. Something about the texture of those I feel like gets makeup off so much better than like the creamy emollient dry skin cleansers. Something about those textures, if it is creamy, it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't remove my makeup. It feels like lotion on my skin. So I really love and can appreciate just a classic clean just gel cleanser most of the time. I loved the Dermalogica special cleansing gel. That was like my ride or die for like 10 years. But I have been on a La Roche-Posay kick for a while because number one, it's super accessible. Number two, I just feel like it's like the elevated version of CeraVe and Cetaphil, what we have in the US. Obviously, La Roche-Posay is a French-made brand, so it's just an elevated pharmacy skincare brand, and I think that their products are amazing. And so this is just a good classic cleanser that's literally going to freaking last you forever. Like the Gentle Cleanser one that I've been using, I have had that for so long, like wondering. I use it every single day. Like one pump gets everything off, and it just lasts forever. So this is my new cleanser. Love it. I think they sell it at Ulta. So yeah, Toleriane Purifying. Last but not least, we have a shocker here. This is an eyeshadow palette. Again, Urban Decay, you know, like their vibe is still with a lot of the products very much like 2016, 2017. But I appreciate that they stick with what their aesthetic is. And their aesthetic has always been, you know, somehow like wild, but also remain in like the neutral wearable category. And I just think this palette is so gorgeous, especially if you have green eyes. I have green eyes. I'm wearing green today. I actually have a lot. Green is like the only color I experiment with. And this was sent to me by them. This is their new mini palette collection, the Naked Minis, and this one's in the shade Foxy. So you can see it has these really gorgeous, this is kind of like a cool toned green. This one over here is actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today. It's more of an olive green, and then you have your wearable shades. You have your cream, your transitional brown here, and your dark brown. And I just feel like, I don't know, this is, if I'm buying an eyeshadow palette nowadays, it's probably going to be something like this. Small, not overwhelming, something that is going to complement my eye color. And I just love the two green colors in here. They are absolutely stunning. This disco shade is beautiful, just as beautiful as the one I have on. I honestly can't tell which one I like best. Disco has definitely more shimmer to it. I'm going to pop a little bit on like the center of my lid, so maybe you can get like a feel for what I'm talking about. Do you see how it's just got a little bit more silver in it, a little bit more of a reflective property, whereas the green that I have down as my base is just a little bit more of like a satin olive. But this is so easy to use, so easy to work with. Urban Decay shadow formulas, I personally still think are great. And yeah, it's just a fun little palette that I have really been enjoying. Okay, let's talk about some recent misses for me. I don't really have that many, but these are ones that some of them have been tragic, okay? And I'm gonna start out with, I mentioned Colorescience, the friends and family sale. Unfortunately, half of my order, I was just like, I can't get down with. Like, I was not a fan of some of the products that I ordered, and these two products are in that category. The first is the Sunforgettable Total Protection Brush On Bronzer. So this is a bronzing, like, I should have pulled out, Colorescience makes these little tubes with pop-up brushes with normally sheer or like lightly tinted SPF powders. And I have always had a problem with those because I have a translucent one and I cannot get anything out of it. You're supposed to like bang it before you open it so the powder can come out. Opposite problem with this one. So the bronzer delivered an extreme amount of product, and I actually was using this for the first time over on my TikTok. I was recording a TikTok video, just kind of like talking, using it. Oh my gosh, if you have TikTok or if you want to laugh, download it, go look. It just kept getting worse and worse and more tragic. It delivers so much product and it is very orange. It is not user friendly. Unfortunately, I am just, maybe I like bang this one a little bit too hard on the counter because I have problems with my translucent one coming out. Maybe I just got too much product in the brush, but there's absolutely no way to control how much product is coming out. There's just kind of like a little hole down there and the powder comes out. And with something this pigmented and this orange, I'm just gonna say it, we gotta be a little bit more careful, you know what I mean? So yeah, I effed up my face good with this the first time I use it. I've been too scared to pick it back up. Now, if you have a darker complexion than me, this would probably be totally fine. Just couldn't do it, sis. I could not do it. This is the Sunforgettable Color Balm, and I got it in the shade Blush. Now, a little deceptive on the website. These are huge. Like, do you see how big this is in comparison to my face? Very big lip balms. I thought that they were like small chapstick style lip balms, and they're expensive. I think for one, it's like $26. Or there's a like 4-pack for $75. Still, that's like a lot, obviously, for lip balms. So I was pleased to see that they are really big. Just not that impressed. I'm just gonna be honest. Don't love the color that I got. I should have gotten the bronze. I had bronze in my cart at first, and I don't know, something talked me into the blush. We all know I'm normally not a pink kind of girl, but my biggest kind of issue with this overall is I just don't feel like it's moisturizing. It's just kind of like a satin feel on your lips. It feels like lipstick, honestly. It just feels like a satin 2003 CoverGirl lipstick. I did not mean to be that harsh. I did not mean to disrespect you that much, but that's kind of just how I feel about it. And one might argue that CoverGirl could be a little bit more moisturizing. Now, I do understand that this is made for water and like sweat resistant environments. So obviously the formula can't be 100% the same as what we would just wear day to day. So, you know, if you like something clean, if you like SPF and you want like a tad bit of color and moisture, this is totally fine. I just think that, you know, it's one of those pricier products from Colorescience, and I wanted like a little bit more from it. So I didn't really talk about lip products in my hits because I guess they are all in my misses. This was something that was sent to me and I was really excited because I am still a Buxom fan. Like, I love the original Buxoms. I'm a Buxom fan, like, at heart, because when I started working for Bare Minerals back in 2010 or 11, Buxom was still owned by Bare Minerals. They still sold Buxom in Bare Minerals boutiques. So for the newbies around here that didn't know that, Buxom was actually Bare Minerals, like, at one point. And then they branched off. So I still go into Ulta, and I kid you not, I'll buy the same damn Buxom lip shade. Like, even knowing that I probably have 3 already in my collection, I probably have like 5 Dolly lip glosses. Dolly, Sugar, Danny, Celeste. Celeste is one to pop off with, like, all of those. I just go into Ulta and I have something wrong with me. I see them on display, they look pretty, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I've had that 5 times, but I'm gonna buy it again. Unfortunately, I was sent, these aren't new. Like, these have been out for a while, but they came out with new colors in these, and they are the Plump Shot, I think they're collagen. Yeah, collagen infused lip serums. So I have 2 colors. I think they sent me a 3rd one. I'm not sure where it's at. I was super excited when I got these in, and especially because they call them lip serums. These will burn your lips to hell. Like, quite frankly, if I'm being honest, it literally feels like my lips are burning in the pit fires of hell. Like, that's just straight up. So uncomfortable on the lips. Here's one thing. I don't know, this might just be me. When a lip plumper leans more into like the mint, spearmint category, peppermint, I'm more okay with it. But when it is cinnamon, like, I don't know what it is. I love the smell of cinnamon, but the cinnamon tends to like burn way more. And I think I'm scared to put it on. I'm smelling of it. It's almost like vanilla, cinnamon, and peppermint, like all mixed together. But these hurt. They hurt. I also didn't think that they made my lips look that juicy. The original Buxoms, like queens, like every single color, no matter what you get, is going to give you that full plump, juicy style look. These did not do that for me. And it's probably because they are called serums, but I would be afraid. Like, if you see these out, be afraid. This is a highlighter from Undone. I picked up a lot of their water products. So this is the water highlighter, and it's in Rose Lit. I think I used this in a video not that long ago. I've been using it and I can't get much from it. Like, I mean, there it is on the back of my hand. Feels great. Love the cooling effect of these water products from Undone. But just something about this highlighter just did not hang in there for me. Like, it barely showed up and it really didn't hang in there for me. So this one has been one that I just feel like it's probably not going to get used much. Maybe if I'm just going for like a super minimal makeup look, but in that regard, I generally don't even bother putting on highlighter. Love the blush formula and the bronzer. The highlighter was a miss for me. This is a brow gel I've literally been using for probably 6 months because it won't run out. It literally won't run out. And I don't know why I just haven't repurchased. I was at Ulta the other day. I could have just gotten NYX, you know, Control Freak, the old school, like, ride or die, affordable. And I just haven't. And I'm just trying to use this up. But I don't think I'll ever buy it again. It is so messy. It is literally so messy. It is the Refi Brow Gel, just the clear one. It's white, number one. Takes like forever to dry down clear. And it is thick and messy. I have to scrape off like all the product just so my eyebrows, and I get it, like there's like a lamination technique with this product. That's not what I'm trying to do, you know, like I just need like a good solid clear eyebrow gel. This is too much. She's doing too much. I do appreciate that when you pull it off, you've got little spoolies and you can like play around with it, but also that can become annoying because sometimes when you go to just like take the lid off, it comes off and then it's really hard to get the actual like spoolie out. I don't know. I don't know why I'm still using this. Like I could have very easily gotten rid of this a long time ago, but I'm still using it. So I'm putting it in this category because I just truly don't like it. I'm going to be honest. But I guess I'm going to keep using it until it just, feels like the product is never going to run out in this, which in any other sense would be awesome. Not when you don't like it, I guess. Not when it's like putting Elmer's glue all over your brows and waiting 10 minutes for something to happen and praying that they don't look bad. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's enough of my raves and complaints for one day. I hope this helped you out if you were eyeing some of these products. 21 Days Beauty is happening right now. That is something I normally don't cover on my channel. I've been getting comments about it. I cover it every now and then. Like if there's just stuff that's like reaching out to me that I'm like, ooh, good, like love that. I went through it. There are a few things. I may just go ahead and do a little in-feed post here on YouTube. You can literally just see it when you get on your YouTube homepage. It's just like a static post where I go through and I'll just say like, hey, this is something I like. Check it out if you want. You know what I mean? Like a little bit quicker than doing a video because I'm sure you've already been bamboozled with the 21 Days of Beauty videos. So hope you enjoyed and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.